Hello planner friends, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would give you a walkthrough February setup in my planner, and we have a guest appearance from Mushy Cat, who's over here. If you've seen my latest office tour video, then you'll know that I'm currently filming in the spot that she has decided is hers, which is right in front of the window in my office because it gets nice natural light. And she gets really annoyed every time I decide to film. Usually I can kick her off the desk long enough to film a video, but today she said no, and she just decided to plop right into the corner of my frame. So we're just going to work with it because, you know, cats, if you're a cat person, you know, sometimes it's more trouble to fight them than it is to just roll with it. So anyway, let's take a look at February in my planner. This is my Spek that I have, and I think the color technically is noir, but it's black essentially. I've had this for a little over a year, and I really love it. I love the Spek leather. I love the texture of the Touch Me line, and this is one that I come back to over and over again. If you'll remember, in my January flip through, I was in my Gillio dark brown, and I just decided that I wanted a little bit of a change for February. That's the nice thing about having multiple covers, is you can do that. And it's like changing your purse or changing your, your outfit to suit your mood. And so we're going with the black. I also thought this black would go better for February with the pinks and roses and things like that I'm kind of leaning towards in terms of colors for the month of February. So let me see if I can shift to this camera just a little bit so that I can open this up without causing too much feline annoyance. So let's look at what I've got going on in here. These rings are slightly bigger than the Gillio rings, but I've still got them stuffed. I think I got spoiled using my big 30mm rings that I had in the Leuttchturm, and I probably need to give my planner a little bit of a paring down in terms of blank note paper and things like that. But anyway, this dashboard, like I said, I'm kind of going with a dusty pink theme for February. I made this based on a quote from David Allen that I really liked. And so if you're interested, I can include a link to that as a download if anybody's interested. But I just really like that quote, and it's something that I need to remember. Not a whole lot different over here. Stamps and things like that in my zipper pocket. And then these two cards that I keep with me everywhere I go. The rest of this is pretty much the same, just some post-it notes. These two cards, this was a Project Life card that I laminated. This is a cartoon that I laminated, and on the back has my contact information. I just transfer those from planner to planner, and they're punched to either fit in my A6 or my personal, so I can move them back and forth. Just a dashboard, clear acetate with a bunch of post-it notes, some pictures of my family. I love to print these out and punch them in and just change them up. This section, I've ordered some stickers to go on my tabs because I'm finally starting to be annoyed at not having stickers on my tabs. So when those arrive, I'll share them with you. But this section is just note paper. So I've got some from Plan with B in here. These are from Annie Plans. Again, I thought these colors were just really pretty, romantic kind of look for January. So February. So I printed those out. And then this is just in here. This is an old, I think from Michael's. And I just like to have some of those in here to just rip it out of the rings and not worry about it. So that's more throwaway type of thing. So the next tab, my forward looking, none of this has changed. So forward looking monthly calendars. This is birthdays for the family. Peanuts Planner Co. insert, school calendar, and then my monthlies, which you have seen for January. Here is February. And again, simple washi tape across the top, then color coding by person in the family. I like to stick my appointment cards in here, even though everything's written down in here. I always like to keep my appointment cards. It's just something I started doing years and years ago. So I punch them and I stick them in, and that way I have the phone number, website, any other information that I need to have for that particular appointment. When the appointment's over, I throw them away, but at least I have them in the planner until the day of the appointment. I've got my tracker set up here for February. I've changed this up, excuse me, mushy, just a little bit. And so down here in the bottom, I'm tracking whether or not I take my vitamins, do some form of self-care every day, read, cook at home, keep in contact with my friends, write a blog post, or film a video, just to keep track of these things. Then I've added these two new areas to track for the month of February. This one is my energy level. Is it high? Is it, average, or is it low? And my mood. Am I happy? Am I just okay? Or am I sad or grumpy or sick or whatever? And then my hours of sleep. So I'm wanting to see if there's some correlation between the hours of sleep I get, my mood, my energy, and what am I doing down here to take care of myself. So one thing I did different between January, which is here, and February is in January I did horizontal lines to help me keep track of the rows, which I liked, but I was having a hard time figuring out where the weeks were because it's alternating gray and white rows, and so if you don't check something off every day, it kind of got hard for me to find. So this month I decided to highlight my weekends in pink and make it easy for me to see the passage of a week at a time. So we'll see how that goes. I thought about doing the horizontal lines as well, but I just thought that might be visually too much to deal with. So we're going to try to work around this cranky cat and move into my February monthly. So the other thing I have at the beginning of the month, so this is still all in the monthly view, is my February project list or task list. And some of this stuff I actually got done in January, so I went ahead and checked it off, but I'll just continue to add things here forward planning. So this is the rest of the year. You can see where I stick my appointment cards. This is a Peanuts Planner Co. insert that I use like a Calendex for long range planning. So I may or may not put it in my monthly view, but I have it here in the Calendex, and I'm a very annoyed cat. They're just not like me flipping pages. Anyway, she'll get over it. If you could see the death look I'm getting. There's another Project Life card that I laminated and stuck in here, and again I've got it punched to where it would go into personal or A6 rings. These dashboards I made myself, and then we go into my monthly and weekly. This was a plan with Bee Freebie, and then we've got my DIY fish monthly and weekly. So I used to put my monthly task list here, but this year I decided to take advantage of the different monthly layout from DIY fish. So now I'm not using this page for anything right this minute. I may use this for my one good thing, because I did that in January and I really liked it, where I had one line for each day. It's kind of like gratitude, but to me, I wanted to just be one good thing. What was one good thing about the day? And in the whole month of January of doing that every day, there was only one day that I couldn't find one good thing about the day. And so I think that's really nice to have that type of presence of mind and things to be happy about. So this is a shopping list of things that I need to go get at Home Depot. And then we go into my weekly and daily. So same DIY fish that I have been using for forever. This is where my meals will go. Horizontal things like this. This is multi-day events. So that's how I do it. I'll turn the planner, run a highlighter down it, and write horizontally. Most of this is going to be day-specific appointments, and occasionally there'll be something that has to be done on a specific day, like a task, but most of the time that gets put on the dailies. Down here at the bottom is what I'm reading, what I'm watching, and a menu plan for the week. This is just a homemade page marker. Almost all of my page markers in my A6 are homemade, and I just save heavy plastic packaging and cut it out to suit, and then punch it with my crocodile puncher from my scrapbooking days. So yeah, this is this week, and again, bullet journal style days. This is today. I did have Monday in here and just took it out last night when I finished filming my January flip through video, and that's all been archived. This is a page marker dashboard from Cloth and Paper that I keep post-it notes on. A lot of times I'll write my menu plan here. I just haven't done that for the week. So I don't plan too far ahead in my dailies. I tend to do most everything in the weekly. I did make a couple of notes here on Thursday because it's getting busy, and I just wanted to remember those things. But that's pretty much it. So I've got my washi tape down the side of the page to help me find my weeklies. And any forward planning is done in the weeklies, not really in the dailies. So here's my weeks for the rest of the month. Another busy week. And the only other thing I did this month is I just threw a swath of pink on the day just to kind of honor Valentine's Day. And that is it. All the rest of the back sections are the same. Nothing has changed there. The only thing that is anywhere remotely new is I added a couple of dashboards. This was a phrase that came from a women's conference that I was at, a leaders conference that I was at actually I've been 3 different times, but I don't remember which one of the times I heard this, but there's a speaker there, Carla Harris, if you ever have a chance to hear her speak. She was talking about this. Stop auditioning for whatever it is. You've already arrived. You know, you wouldn't be in a leadership position if you weren't already qualified. So I just put this in here as just a little reminder for me, especially with my recent promotion and new role. I just want to, kind of stop the imposter syndrome in its tracks. So that's in here as a reminder for me. The rest of this is all the same, and I've got some Cocoa Daisy note paper in the back. I don't remember where this came from. This was from a subscription kit from years ago, but I really like it, and I'm trying to use up what I have and not hoard things. So I stuck it in here because it had a heart and it was pretty. I thought it was appropriate for Valentine's Day. So that is the flip through for February. What are you using for February? I'm so happy to be staying put in my A6 rings. I think I've found my happy place, and I'm almost afraid to say that because I don't want to curse myself, but I've been using the A6 rings for over a year and been pretty content. There have been some minor shifts in the inserts and not even a whole lot of change there, but a little bit, and a few dalliances with some other planners, but I always come back to this. And even in trying to decide between personal rings or A6 rings, I always come back to the A6 rings. It's like that's the sweet spot for me. It's the perfect combination of portability, but also having comfortable writing space, and then the flexibility of the rings. So I'm staying put for right now, and I hope that isn't boring for you to be looking at the same planner month over month, and I hope it's not boring for me either, because I don't want to be changing planners just to change planners. But let me know in the comments, what are you doing for February? Are you using the same planner that you started out in, or are you using something different? And if you're using something different, why? Why did you change? What drove you to do that? I'd be very curious to hear about it. So thanks again for watching. Really appreciate you stopping by. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye, everybody.